Hello, hello. This is different than what we normally do. But I'm gonna be making the Ruined Master Sword from Tears of the Kingdom? Is that the one it's from? I think. Hold on, I'm trying to get my chat up. Come on. Come on, YouTube. Give me my chat. Hold up, hold up. Let me turn down the music volume just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna be making the Ruined Master Sword. I'm gonna try at least. Step 1, you always delete that default cube. It's got bad luck in its blood. We're gonna add in a reference image that I've already pre-acquired. Somewhere in here. There it is. Boom. Make it a little bigger. And I'm gonna turn its transparency down a little bit, just so I can see what I'm making while we're making it. Get that out of my collection, and this is gonna be the sword. That's not how you spell sword. Sword. There we go. So I'm gonna start with the easy part, and we're gonna start just work our way down. I've got about 2 hours to get this done, so let's see if we can do it. I'm gonna start out by adding a cube. No, actually, I won't start out by adding a cube. No, I will start out by adding a cube. We're actually gonna start with the handle. We're gonna make this piece separate. So we'll just scale it down until it's the right width. Move that all the way up to the beginning of our handle. And this is where the magic's gonna happen. We come into modifier, make ourselves a subdivision surface, turn it up because I like it higher. Okay, okay. And then grab our little bottom face here. Wham! Look at that. We got a handle. Almost. Add in some of those. Scale them up. We'll make this a little bit wider because our subdivision made it a little smaller for us. And there we go. That's like a handle. God damn. It ain't that hard. Actually, I'm going to scale these just a little bit more. Give myself a sharper edge. And then if we grab this whole section on the side here. Come on. Give it to me. There we go. We can actually bring that down to right there. Grab our bottom face. And then make it a little wider. Look at that. We're starting to get our handle shape going. Gonna crease that a little bit. And then we do one of these. Make those a little harder. Bada bing, we're starting to get to our shape. Make them a little harder. Like that. Boom. This isn't my first time making a Master Sword. This is like my test object to see how far I have truly progressed. And I kind of just felt like doing some Blender today. So this is what you get. And let's do the same thing we did at the bottom there. Extrude that out some. Clamp it a little bit with an edge. Oops, oops. There we go. Get our handle shape going. Now this part is going to be a little tricky. Maybe. So I'm actually just going to dissolve this face. That's not what I meant. I want to dissolve all of them. Boom. So we just have one flat face there because we're going to extrude it up. So we don't need all that extra geometry. Go like this. Go like that. Grab another edge in the middle. Tighten it a little bit. Grab our top edge. Extrude her up. Extrude or scale it down. Damn. Soft edges always like, my brain just doesn't visualize how they should work. So we want this to be kind of curved. So what if we put one of these suckers down here and then made our top just a little bigger? Well, we'll need to extrude up, so let's do that anyways while we're at it. That'll give us closer to the right shape we're looking for. God, I kind of hate this top bit, because if you look at the picture, you can kind of see because of the shading, maybe this whole top piece should be separate. So, JK, LOLOL, delete that. We'll fill that back in. Okay, so to get this mushroom top, old Michael here is going to have to do a little bit of thinking, I think. So let's bring that up some. Yes, okay. Bring that out some. Got another one up here. Maybe in the middle, I don't know. No, I'm being stupid. What I want to do is harden this edge. Dissolve this edge. Scale that out a little. Maybe. It's kind of getting there. Well, what I'm missing is... Okay, I think I see it. So the shape, it curves through this little end of the pommel here. So we actually want this to be a bit higher. Which can then... We can make this side a little wider. Oh my god, sometimes it just works. Boom. Our object's getting there. Okay, secondly, I kind of fucked up this section. We should have extruded out this whole piece to give us this lip here. So what I'm gonna want to do... What if I just like... Oh, that isn't doing what I wanted. Okay. Well, we kind of... Oh my god, this is quite the song. Let's just start this whole bit over here.
Where are my slippers? Where's my notebook?
Oops, missed one. Let's just start this whole edge over.
Write down your dreams. Write down your dreams.
So what we want to do... This song is like distracting. Hang on. I'm just using YouTube Studio to play music. I got it on my other screen here. God damn it. I think I fucked it up. I had it on my other screen because it wouldn't play. Hang on, I gotta move my YouTube back over to this screen. But my other monitor is in literally another fucking room, so I'll be right back.
My socks, my heels, and I put them together in a way that I'm telling a story with my appearance. The silence starts to break.
This song isn't for me.
Engage how I feel.
I mean, it's most of the way over already, so it doesn't matter that much.
In still more silence.
I picked ambient because I didn't want any lyrics. Okay, give me that one. Okay, step one. Don't have this be this stupid fucking rectangle. Make it bigger. So now, if I fuck it up by pulling it down on the other screen, I don't just lose it. There we go. This one's got lyrics too, but it isn't as obnoxious. Okay, so what we'll want to do is we'll extrude and scale this edge out a little bit. Then bring it up. Ahaha! And then we can harden this edge. And then, oh, I didn't even notice this, but it's got kind of like a little lip here too. so this one... What if we do like this, extrude it out? Bring that in, fill it. Okay, so we're getting somewhere here. Harden that edge. Never forget to harden your edge. Bring that up to there. And then we'll add in my second edge so we can like widen it some. Okay, good enough. Oh, I'm scrolling my timeline. There we go, look at that. That's like a sword handle, kinda. We're getting there. Okay, so the way I see this piece is it's got an edge right here, and then it goes inwards to another edge, and then it goes back outwards to this point. So that means there's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 points. But then with these insides, that's 8. So the easy way we'll go about this is we'll just get a cylinder and give that bitch 8 edges. Oh, it's all the way down here. Move that up. Scale her down a little bit. Put our top edge right there. Well, let's scale her a little bit. So it's, there we go. It's the right width now at the bottom. I don't want that. I just want to hide my handle. Rename some of these things. This is the pommel. So hide my handle just so I can see. And we'll put her like right there. And right there. Make her see-through so I can see. And there we go. We've kind of got our basic shape now. So all we have to do is select these corner bits. Not that one, this one. Whoops, whoops, whoops. We can bring in our handle again. I think if we just scale them in, kind of like that. I mean, that's kind of it. Let me see my picture. Yeah, just like that. Bada bing, bada boom. We got a Master Sword pommel, baby. Look at that. Okay, so now let's move on to this little bit below the crossguard. I don't know what you would call this. I'm not a sword master. I'm not a sword expert. I don't know. So what we'll want to do is we'll just do the same thing we did with the handle, and we'll make a cube. We'll bring it up. We'll scale it to those edges are right. And that's right enough. I like that. Scale it Z. Grab our bottom face here. No, actually, what am I doing? Do one of these, and then we'll give it our subdivision surface. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Shade it smooth. And then if we extrude down to here, and then extrude down to here, but make it really small. They don't look right yet, but you just give her a minute. Harden those edges. To 0.8, that sounds about right. Let me see what we got underneath. So, it kind of curves in. Curves in, Michael. What does that mean for a shape? Well, step one, actually, this top piece is like way too big. So scale it till it's right. And then add in our cross section. What if I harden these edges? Oh. Oh. And then, like, do one of these. Yeah, that kind of, like, gives it the right curve. Yeah, fuck it, why not? And then this one will also want to be hard. Get hard, boys. We'll roll that up to like 0.5. Close enough. And then if I just kind of do the same thing. Hell yeah. So we need these to be a little bit wider. And make them harder. Just harder. Harder. There we go. We'll add some bevels and stuff later to smooth her out. Let's also make a save so if it crashes I don't lose everything. This is Master Sword YouTube. Whoa! I'm gonna turn the music down just a little bit more. Okay. So now we're gonna start getting into like the actual interesting parts. This is like the crossguard thingy. Okay, so the fun part, these little horns. That's what I call this. This is the horn, the crossguard. So if we look at this, it's got an edge, and then a little divot in the middle. And something I actually never noticed before, but it like isn't connected to this centerpiece. So what we'll do, okay. I'm gonna come back to that, we'll just do that in a minute. So this piece, so it's got an edge, a diagonal edge. This is our flat edge right here. And then it's diagonal, and then it's got another flat edge on the side here. This is not best practice for modeling, by the way. Normally you probably want a side shot, but I'm intimately familiar with this weapon. Actually, we don't want a cube. The easy way to give us the sides we want, so we got 1 edge, 2 edge, 3 edge, 4. So, hang on. The edge, the diagonal, that's 2. The flat, the next diagonal, another flat, another diagonal, a flat, a diagonal. So that's 8 again. So we'll want to rotate this to one of these. God, this is all these. Wow. Just, oh, did I fuck it up again? God damn. Just turn it down. We'll turn the music back up in a minute. So what we'll want to do in order to get this flat edge is we'll just get my calculator out because I'm stupid. So it's 360 divided by 8 edges, so we'll want to rotate it 45 degrees. Rotate Z 45. No, half of 45. Divided by 2. 22 and a half. So rotate by Z 22 and a half degrees. Boom, we have our flat side on the front. How cool is that? Whoa. And then real quick, we're gonna... Not the picture. We're gonna grab all of our other pieces, parent them to each other. What that does is make it so when I move this center piece, if I can click it, everything else goes with it like it's one piece. And then I'm gonna scale it on the Y to kind of give it, you know, the flat kind of round, so it's like a handle, you know, like on a real sword. Make it a little thinner. There we go. And so now this one's going to be really thin. But why is it scaling weird? Whenever something scales weird, just apply your transformations. And now it scales the correct way. So that's kind of like the thickness of that piece. We'll make her a little thinner. And then grab her up. I'm going to put it right at this line because there's some weird geometry here. We're going to try and match that. I'm going to try my best at least. Scale it so it's the right size. Come into our edit view to grab this bottom face, move it up, put it right there. And then we can grab these, scale them out so they line up with that edge. And we've basically got our sword. Fuck, I want that a little thinner. Scale the whole thing thinner. Thinner! Yeah, I like that. That looks good. That makes me happy. Maybe. No, thinner. More! Yeah, I like that one. That looks good. Okay. So what we'll want to do... Let me think about this a little bit. Let's delete this face. And then grid fill it. That's not the way I wanted you to grid fill. I'll fill it myself. I want the faces this way. I think that'll help our little curve business we got going here. You can see by the way the shadow catches. So what we'll want to do is then grab these vertices and just bring them up, scale it X, until they're right about there. And then we'll grab all three of these faces, extrude them upwards, grab these two guys, kind of do something like that. I don't know. I'm not a professional. And then grab all three of our faces again and extrude them more up. How's that look for me? Yeah, that kind of gets the right shape going on. Yeah, that ain't too bad. Good shader smooth. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, I see an issue though. We've created something non-planar. So what that means is your face on your object is made out of these 4 vertices, and that makes a face. But if you try to line up these vertices, you like can't do it. See, like I can line up those 2, but these 2 aren't right. I can line up those 2, these ones aren't right. That means it's non-planar, so it's not a flat face. So it'll create some shading issues. You can kind of see it there, where it's like, that's not quite how the light would look, you think. But I'm going to roll with it, because it's not a huge deal in this object, I don't think. Looks like my song's done. Okay, so what we'll want to do here is this will be actually pretty easy. We'll just come into cut, and I'll just draw it out. Something like that. And then we can just take all... Oof, what's going on there? Oh, because I don't have any supporting edges on my new little face here. But that's okay, we'll deal with that in a minute. Delete those faces to give us our little open edge. And then we'll start filling it. And we'll just deal with these problems as they come up. So that's something. Okay, okay. And then really, I probably, since this is a flat model that's not going to do anything, I probably could just leave these like this, but my brain is telling me, fix it now. So we'll just do that. Do that. And then if I bring this up here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 faces. So that's not too bad. Fix that problem up without adding too much geometry. Okay, so next we'll grab these faces. We'll scale them on their individual origins. Boom. Boom. Let me grab these two and we'll scale those on the Y to make them a little... Actually, I only want these edges. Nope, not that one. This one. Scale on Y to make them a little thinner. Scale on X. Yeah, that looks much better. Maybe. Okay. Honestly, I'm anxious about doing the horns. These things always like... I just don't know the best way to go about it. Usually I just like draw them with vertexes. So fuck, maybe we'll try that. But it's like hard to get them rounded then. But are they really rounded? I know I was just saying how much I know the Master Sword and I don't need reference images, but... Okay, these ones are easier, so I'm gonna do this. So what we'll want to do is we're just gonna make a plane. Rotate that on the X90 so it's flat facing us. And then I'm gonna delete all but one of the vertices. So now that we got this little vertice here, we can do a nifty little trick called vertex drawing. Woo-wee! So you just extend it out, and then you extend it out, and you just do that until you trace your whole object. And then I'm gonna leave a vertex right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, and right there. And we'll draw this edge out. I'm purposefully trying to use the same number of vertices on each edge. So that way it's just easier to fill in. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Select both of those vertices and collapse them so they're one. Okay, so now we have an outline of this thing. Now, we're going to come through and add in our little fin vertices. This will all make sense in a minute. It'll all come together. You just got to trust the process. Over 1, 2, 3. You know, sometimes modeling isn't glorious work. Sometimes it's just tedious. And that's okay. So I'm going to select all of these, merge them by distance because we just kind of left a couple. And then I'm going to turn that number up. 6 sounds like the right number. Fuck it, we'll go with that. Okay, so now we got a little flat drawing of this. So that'll be very helpful. And we'll just go and start filling edges. There's a faster way you can get this thing to fill. I can never get it to work right. So we're just gonna do it by hand. Well, I wonder if... Can I just go grid fill? Nope. That's fine. So we'll go grab all of our shit, fill it in. Because I'm stupid and don't know how to do it the fast way. Oh, fuck. Yeah, Master Sword is probably like my favorite weapon in any video game. I love these Zelda games. I've been playing them for a long time. They're probably pretty easily among my first video games that I've ever played. And so this sword holds a very special little place in my special little heart. Okay, and then boom. Okay, so we got this face done. That's huge. So now we'll turn our see-through back off. So what we're going to want to do is we'll just grab all of these raised bits. And I'm going to move them outwards a little bit. Ooh, why is it? Let's do like that much. That kind of seems like a bit, but it's kind of giving us the right shape, right? That's actually not too bad. I'm digging it. And then, to make things easier on myself, we'll add a mirror modifier. Set that in the Z direction. There you go. Make that bitch smooth, and look at that. We got some fins. We'll have to fill these ends, but that won't be too hard. We'll just go whoop, whoop. Join. No, not join. Fill. 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 And fill. Turn up our picture. We're starting to get somewhere. Is it super master sorting? No, but I think once you get this fin in, it just works. It just comes together. This is the identifier of the master sword. Okay, so our next task is just getting this thing onto the other side, which won't be hard at all. I'll just use a second mirror modifier. We'll set our mirror object to be this thing. Bada bing, bada boom, we good. So this is mirror. It's two R's at the beginning. Oh god. Mirror L and R. And this is mirror front and back. So now we can minimize those and I'll never have to open them again, hopefully. Yeah, honestly, we're getting the scale pretty good, I feel like. This is saying Master Sword to me, at least. And this is going to be the cross guard. What's the cylinder? What did I not rename? Oh, this is like blade catch? Question mark? Can you put questions in titles? Yes. Okay, so we got to do these horns. Okay. Because they are like horns, so I guess, but they're not. It's like flat. Let's just draw it again. Let's get the old plane out. Rotate X 90. Move her up here. We'll do this left side again. Delete those edges. Not the edges, the faces. The vertices. Jeez, oh Pete's. Okay, we'll put that boy right there. Right at the tip-ish. And then we'll just do the same thing we did earlier. Just kind of draw it out. And I want this see-through. And then it's got a horn, a valley, a peak, and then the other edge. And then it's got 1, 2, 3. Let me turn off this crossguard so I can see a little better. do our valley. Like that. And then we'll do our peaks. Just plop that sucker right there. And bring it back down and around. Nice. We'll select all, merge by distance. I feel like I should have more than 4. That's 6. Oh. Okay, I guess 4 is okay. And then we'll do the same thing we did earlier. We'll fill all these faces by hand. Because I'm stupid. I'm gonna end up with a few tries here at the end. Usually those are something you want to avoid in modeling, but it might just work out on this one. Let's get her done and see how it looks. Fuck. I don't know if out of any of the Master Swords I've made, I don't know if I've ever really been happy with how I made this horn. Let's see, so we'll grab our peaks. Let me turn on the crossguard again so I can compare them. So actually, I think this whole thing... Oh, maybe not. Okay, let me think about this shape a little bit more. So, these ends need to be down. These all need to be higher up. So let's move the whole thing out some. Because we need them to intersect the wings. And then we'll grab this middle bit. Something like that. That's not terrible. It's not the worst looking fin I've ever seen in my life. We'll do our mirror again. And then we'll turn clipping on. This just means any of the vertices that are touching will stay touching. Then we can grab this point, grab it in, and boom. Fill these while we're at it. Oops. Didn't mean to keep that one selected, or that one. And maybe not like that. What we'll do is we'll do this. And that's 1, 2, 3. I guess we'll just do that. Boom. Grab all of them. Make sure we're merged right. Like, yeah, I got like 2 edges there. Delete this edge. There we go. Now we look good and crisp. Crisp enough. And this will be mirror front and back. Make a new mirror, and this will be mirror L and R. Oh, because my origin isn't right. That's why, so we gotta make a middle point, then do that. And then we'll come in here, grab these little end bits that are sticking out, and just do that. Just do that. Boom. God damn, that's like the Master Sword, bro. We're getting there. We're really getting there. Okay. So our next issue. This thing... Is this still too big? Do I need to make it thinner? Or are my horns and stuff too small? I want it to be kind of like that. Yeah, that is way too thin. So these need to be thicker. That is like a monster. Okay. So that's our first real issue of this. Like not the right size. That's why it's beneficial to have multiple reference images so you can cross-compare. I, however, have 2 brain cells, so I did not think to do that. We'll just kind of rock with it as is for now. Because it's not too far off from what the picture shows. No, hang on, I got an idea. So what if we, give me these faces. What if I just made those ones bigger? And we proportionally edited them. That's way too fucking big. What if I just took the top of this one and made it a little thinner? Yeah, there we go. Let's do a little more like this. Yeah, that's kind of Master Swordy. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, this is the part that's gonna be a little wonky. But this first section of the blade is normal, so we'll just make it like normal. So, real quick, this is the horn. Let's start making some parentage. So now what we can do is just grab this whole handle and da-da-da-da-da. That's pretty slick, huh? Okay. So now let's grab a cube. I love cubes. And this part right here, this little curved bit on that blade. I think the last time I made this was the part that took me the longest to figure out. Because, again, I'm stoop. Oh, we don't need proportional edit no more. So we'll just make that go up into our little blade catch. So that way we can see the scale we want to work with. We want it to be inside. So that looks pretty good. Fuck it, why not? So we'll grab this bottom face. And we'll just start extruding, scale, shift Y. We don't want it to get any wider. Extrude, scale X. Extrude, scale X. Yeah, boy. Now that's some good shit. That's some good shit, boy. Scale X. Extrude, scale X. Extrude. Scale X. Extrude. Okay, so we're gonna kind of leave it for there so I don't, because I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna do all this with regular modeling. So now we kind of got our blade shape. I just want to make it just a little thinner. Yeah. So we'll want to take all of our edges, except for these ones. And what if we just extrude them along their normals and scaled them along the Y? Something like that. And then we'll just come in and fix it. Oh, we want meeting point. And I'm fucking it up. Hang on. I almost fucked everything up. And we'll just grab our vertices and we'll match them to where we actually want them to be now. Grab these opposite ones, scale X, scale X, and we'll leave those ones there. Shade smooth. Maybe we won't want shade smooth. Oh man. Okay, that's I mean, it's not terrible. The issue is we've created more of these non-planar faces. So that's gonna kind of fuck us up in the long term. However, I don't care. I don't care. Why did my music stop? Whatever. Okay, so this is the... Wait. So how the fuck am I gonna do this? How the heck? It's like... It's got holes in it. Okay. Idea. What if... I take it out like that. Give me the whole thing again. Make it a little wider so it actually fits the profile of the blade. What is going on here? Why is this so fucky? I love non-planar geometry. I mean, I could fix it. The easy way to fix it, well, fix is a rough word, would just be to cut it like that. But then it gives you that really sharp edge instead of the shading just not knowing what it's supposed to be doing. How do I want to do this? I mean, a lot of it's going to be texture work. I think is how a lot of this is going to work out. So, since we got to... Oh, we almost forgot this little thing. Oh, no. It's okay, Blender. Breathe. Breathe. Please. This isn't even that complex of a scene. You can do it, old girl. You can do it, please. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, okay, there we go. Why did you have such a hard time with that? And then I'm going to make a second copy of this over here. And make that one not see-through so we can get some good colors. So let's start with this handle. So like the Master Sword is like... It's like kind of purpley, but it's like mostly blue. So if we grab a color kind of... You know, I like the purple Master Sword, so we're going with this purple. This is the well, that's an O. Purple base. And let's just put that on everything that we want to be perp quick. Okay, that's not too terrible. And then we want some gold. Is that everything? That's everything. Okay. So then this one, add a new material. If Blender can stop having a stroke every 5 seconds. And this is going to be our gold type color. And so that's kind of like, go in there and then you like turn the saturation down a little bit. Maybe make it a little, you can turn the metallic up, that'll help us get our gold look. You make it too unsaturated, so we'll just keep it really saturated. Maybe like a little darker, just a little bit. Boom, that's huge. We forgot this little diamond thing though. So let's work on that quick. So, what I want to do is I'm just going to grab a plane again. We're using a lot of planes in this because they're easy. We're going to rotate it along the Y45 to get halfway. We will confirm its transforms and just scale it by X till we get a nice diamond shape. Scale Z. Okay, because it's gonna go about halfway up that thing. Made it, yeah, a little bit like that. And then bring it outward. Oh, I can't even see it. This doesn't have no thickness. But right there for now. Just realized like it like cuts into this thing. So that's not really gonna work for me. So what if we just like made it a little smaller and then just put it on this bit? That could work out. And then, whoops, wrong button. And then it's kind of like pyramidal. I forget I said anything. So we'll do that. And then grab that out a little bit. Like that, maybe a little more. Yeah, that looks good. That makes me happy. And then it's got... Okay, no. We're coming at this from like the completely wrong angle. Let's make this inside part first. So we'll make this even smaller. And then we have all our outside edges, so we'll extrude them. We'll scale them. We'll grab them and bring them along the Y. So it's like recessed. Okay, okay, are you following? And then we'll extrude and scale again. But this time, we'll grab them and bring it back. Okay, I'm digging it. Bring it down, we'll scale it some more because mine's just gonna be smaller than the original one. By value of me not wanting to redo this and make it all bendy or whatever. And then we will cut through X, do that. And extrude it down. Nope, we didn't do that right. We'll extrude it down. Bada bing, bada boom. Grab all of our edges. And extrude them into Y direction till it's inside. We'll make them a little bit bigger so you can kind of like see it from the front. We'll actually apply our scale first. Why is it being fucking weird? Whatever, we'll just do that. We don't need it to go that far through. Just put it about halfway. And we'll add not a material. We want this one to be the gold. Add a modifier. Generate mirror. Which object? The one it's fucking in front of. Y. And clipping, why not? Now we've got our little gem thing. That kind of breaks up the whole design. Brings it home. And then we'll apply our scale again. Set my origin to the center of mass. And I want it to be just a little bit bigger. So we're kind of... This isn't quite the design, but it's what I want, so screw you. Something else this thing is missing. Let's put the wrap on. Which will again be a plane that we will rotate on the X 90 degrees. Bring it up. And then this is where it's going to get wonky. We'll only delete half the vertices. Kind of make it smaller. Bring it up here. And we're gonna make a screw around this object. And then kind of make them miss each other a little bit. We want this thing to be thinner. Thinner straps. Yeah, that looks better. And then yeah, this will be fine. So then we will add a shrink wrap, which is in deform. Shrink wrap it to that object. And then we will add a solidify. Like that, okay, okay. Make him a little longer just so it gets right down to where I want, right at the edge where this thing is. I'm liking what we got. So now what we'll do is add a mirror. Make it clip. That's not too terrible. We can work on it later. And we'll make this the wrap. The wrap is green and pretty dark. See, this is the mirror modifier kind of fighting each other over what should go first. That kind of... Is that worse looking, honestly? That's probably worse looking. So what about... It's like a normal issue. There we go. High quality normals fixed our problem. Mostly. Sick. Okay. And this needs to be a little shinier. Yeah, like that. That looks pretty good. God damn, I'm honestly kind of proud about how far I was able to get. I got about 30 more minutes until I got to get off. This isn't too bad. This is maybe my best Master Sword? No. But it's like one of the only variations of the Master Sword I haven't made yet. So I guess while I'm here, let me throw in a couple of my other ones. Where's L? LM. Did I even finish this one? I don't know if I even finished that one. I want to bring in another one of my Master Swords to compare it to, but I want it to be a good one. Yeah, I think I want this one that I had in the Kokiri sword. Rotate Y 90 negative. Rotate Z 90. Grab X. Scale so they're like the same size. This is my old Master Sword. I think my fins look better on this one, honestly. So maybe this is like the best fin and horn combo I've made. I don't know. I don't know. This is more giving me like Wind Waker colors. I'm just not sure how I'm gonna go about this fucking handle. So let's just start. So this is gonna be the blade. We'll make it metallic. We'll make it a little shiny. We'll even make it a little blue. That's pretty close in color. Close enough for me. So what we're gonna want... Well, it's gonna be a mixed shader situation. And so what if I just threw another BDSDF, but made it like nasty brown, and then added I want to try a Voronoi texture for my factor. Okay, this isn't giving me like the worst looking like start to this I've ever seen in my life. So what if I like, you know, that is kind of like something. We're getting there. So now this is like the hardest part for me that my brain can't visualize, is making the masks. Because I don't want it to be dirty, you know, above this point. So let's stop that for a second. I'm gonna want a gradient. And let's just work on getting this gradient in the right spot. So if I rotate it around the Y, Okay, okay. And then we'll raise it along the Y. Where'd my gradient go? Oh, there it is. Let's tighten this up a little bit. Clamp it. We only really... Yeah, we want to start getting dirty. Okay, this is getting somewhere. This is getting somewhere. Okay, and then I want to add a little bit of noise to this. And this is just where, like, I'm 100% self-taught on this texture stuff, and so I don't really know the difference between vector math and math. But if we do this, and then we get ourselves a noise texture in here. Not right there. Grab all that shit. Pull it up here so I have some more room. Okay, that's starting to do something. That's starting to be something. Okay, okay. But I don't want it. Do I have my color ramp backwards? Cause yeah, so what if I add another color ramp? Ooh, daring today, aren't we? Okay, I mean that's something. That's something. um, what if I like flip these? No, I didn't do what I thought it would. I want this part to be silvery still. And I like this. Okay, so what if I instead made everything from there up? Kind of like a silvery. I just like copy this. This is Blade Ruined. And instead we popped in, this is just regular Blade. Just get rid of that. Give me that. No, because it's like a hard edge. I need the edge to be softer. Unless I came in here and like... Man, I don't know. Ugh. That's like too realistic. That's like a good rust metal. That's not quite what I'm trying to go for here. Man. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm gonna want to do here. But I think this is the wrong way. We can do it in the one texture. So what if I took my gradient and okay, so I flip it the other way. And then I flip this one. And what if I then do one of these? And then we move the gradient's position. And okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Turn the roughness back down this because I kind of want it to be kind of splotchy. Yeah, okay, I'm kind of vibing it. I'm kind of vibing it. Kind of. Maybe. um, it's like not the worst thing I've ever seen. So now we need to get some holes in here. It's like we're too straight, and I think that's what's really killing us. So there's an easy way to get holes, and there's a right way to get holes. What if I... Shit, man, I don't fucking know. Maybe this one was a little too tough for me to hop in on. And I hate this section. I like really just kind of boinked it all up. This just doesn't look right. Probably because of all my non-planar faces. Well, I think that might just be where we ended today. I'm gonna need to take some time, think about this. I'm pretty much out of time anyways. I gotta go get Linda from work. So yeah, good enough. There's our reference image, and there's my master sword from like a year ago. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.